Hello, my name is RJB for RJB TV, and I'm reporting live from the arena where we will be having a smackdown. We have Hamburgersasu and 458 going at it in a best of whatever series, because I don't know how many games. Well, I know how many games they're going to play, but I don't know if that's going to be a best of 5, 4, 7, 9. I've got no idea. So I hope that here, from the side of the ring, we'll be in for an amazing chain of events between Hamburgersasu and Protoss Legend 458. Let's switch over to the game and see where our contestants are lined up to play. We've got the Black Protoss, well, no. We've got the Red Zerg here on the top right of the map. In the red trunks, we've got Hamburgersasu, and in the blue trunks, we've got Sudden Wang here, also known as 458 in the blue trunks on the blue Protoss. We're in for a fight, my friends. We are in for a fight. Now, this replay does look a little bit familiar to me, but I always get that feeling. I've watched a lot of replays. I've casted a lot of replays. Sometimes things start looking familiar. I honestly don't even know which replays I've casted anymore. I probably should put them into separate maps, but considering that I haven't done that at all so far in my 255 videos, and I've casted like 300 or 400 replays so far, maybe even more, maybe even 500. Because I do a lot of videos where I cast like 2, 3, or 4 replays in one sitting, so I'm probably very close to like 600. I have no clue whatsoever. I'm completely oblivious, and I've made some huge mistakes in the past, because as I said, I've got no idea which replays I've done and which I haven't done. It is up until the moment where I start recognizing things happening in the game that I can definitively say, I've casted this one before. But up until that point, I can't say anything whatsoever. So let's just pretend that this is completely new. Even though we don't really know for sure. Let's just pretend that this is a game we've never ever seen before. That should at least make it the most interesting, or as interesting as it can possibly be. And as exciting as it can possibly be. With Hamburgersasu, you're going for 3 hatcheries in a row. That is very ballsy, very risky. But of course, it is going to work out just fine, because Sudden Wang here, or 458, went for a Nexus first into a Forge, which means a very delayed gateway. He is going for 3 gateways there though, and his economy is going to be booming and exploding all over the place, considering he's got that extra probe income right from the start. And he might start off with 1 or 2 assimilators, not too sure. It's 1? Yeah, it's just 1. Just 1, and there's a Cybercore coming in as well, as the Nexus finishes and the gateway finishes there as well. 1 can there to protect himself, and Hamburgersasu now on 4 hatcheries, and a pool is finally on the way right there. This is going to be... Both players are just going for maximum economy boosting. Although Hamburgersasu, you're going for 4 hatcheries, or well, you went for 3 hatcheries into a pool, into a 4th hatchery. So actually 3 hatchery pool, but considering there's now 4 hatcheries here because you can afford to get that 4th one, it's just going to be extremely rich. And there comes number 5. So number 5 before even having a single unit. 6 hatcheries in total, 5 extra hatcheries there. He's on 14 drones. He can drone up until like 20 or 30 really quick. He does need some spore colonies or creep colonies now here though. There's one there on the way. He's got some Zergers as well on the map, scouting. And likewise, 458 is scouting with that. But 458 only scouted the chokes. He went for only the chokes, but then he finds out that there's no one in... Well, he basically didn't find anyone by only scouting the chokes. So now he's scouting with the Zealot there as well. Zergers are also scouting, splitting up all over the map, going in every single direction. Zealots are now out on the move, going directly for Hamburgersasu's base here in the back. Whereas 458 now has the 2nd Gaster in the back running, but it's not yet mining, I think. It's not yet mining, still on 50,000. He is... Because he knows that Hamburgersasu didn't go for a choke, he's not deciding to get that extra gas running. Only mining from a single one. Instead, he's deciding to go for more gateways because he needs a huge gateway mass to abuse this wide open space he's got here inside of Hamburgersasu's base. That's basically what you do. If you see this very wide open space, you go for a mass army. That's pretty much what you have to do. If you've got a Hydralisk, then they're on the way from Hamburgersasu as well. Zealots are on the run, being chased by some Zerglings. Two Sunkens, they're placed really well behind those two hatcheries and the pool. It's hard to get access to those two. Got cannons coming down on the middle, more Zealots coming from the base, going across the map. Got Zealot speed, they're on the way. Level 1 attack, not yet queued up though, and range also not queued up. He can't afford one of the two, but he's deciding against getting either of the two for now. Instead, he's going for what appears to be a robo facility there in the middle of the map, while those Zealots there are on the chase to keep those Zerglings away and prevent them from killing the probe or the Zealots. So Hamburgersasu at the moment in defensive mode, but he is on 34 drones. He's got 4 more on the way. 458 is on 38, so both players are on about even amounts. Hydralisk will be spawning soon as well. It's got Hydralisk lags on the way there. Zealots can only attack that single hatchery there on the top side, but is still getting attacked by a single Sunken, so he decides to pull away. Things are looking pretty good for both players, although at the moment, Hamburgersasu is kind of running behind because he got stuck with his Overlords to supply for a short little bit amount of time. He's still adding on drones, still adding on Overlords, hasn't started a single Hydralisk yet. He wants to get those upgrades first. He's playing it very, very risky here. We've got speed finished here for 458. We've got a second robot there on the way. And we've got support bay on the way there in the base. And I think a second forge for armor upgrade as well. So he's going for some Reavers, Observers as well, just in case that there's things like Lurkers coming out onto the map. We do have Hydralisk now finishing up for Hamburgersasu, finally arriving on the map. We got speed almost finished up for the Hydras, and hatchery number 6 there also on the way in the back. Getting both upgrades for attack and carapace at the same time, considering he can afford it with 3 gas income there. That should keep him afloat for quite a while, 3 gas. As you can see, he's got a lot of gas there sitting in the bank. So once he starts spending that, he should be getting a lot of Hydras, and he should be able to make Hydras for quite a while, up until he gets like 10 hatcheries in total, which would just completely eat up all of his gas really, really quick. Alright, Zealots now going on the attack, preventing those Sunkens in the front from finishing, but also taking a lot of damage on his Zealots, which might not be completely worth it, but at least he stopped his Sunkens there in the front, but he also loses all of his Zealots there in the exchange. He got a couple of them managing to get them away out of the battlefield, but they are on low HP, so this might not be enough to hold all those Hydralisks back in their base as he keeps making more Hydras. We have a Spire on the way there as well, even more drones, so he'll be on 50 once those drones finish up. Getting Overlord speed, and he's getting range there for Hydras. So he should be able to defend himself quite well for now. More Zealots are on the way. Isn't mixing in Dragoons at all. He's using all of his gas on getting shuttle speed, weapon and armor, well, shield here in this case. Not sure why he's not getting armor. Most of the times people get armor and weapon. He's getting weapon and shields for some reason. Goes in once again, but there's a nice little wall here of hatcheries blocking access to this to the Hydras. He's gonna try to get in there with the Reavers though, alright? Dancing back and forth there. Trying to prevent taking damage on the Zealots. This game looks very familiar, but I'm still enjoying this cast quite a lot, so let's just keep watching and see where the ship goes, or where the ship sails to. Zealots getting pulled in. Reavers are just abusing this tiny little corner where there's nothing that can attack them. Whenever something tries to attack, Zealots go in to defend the Reavers, and you can just pick them up, although now he's getting split up. Ooh, great move there from Hamburgersasu, abusing and recognizing that the Zealots are no longer protecting the Reavers, and snipes the shuttle, prevents any serious damage from occurring, and defends himself really, really well here. Defends himself really, really exceptionally well here. That little trade-off, that risk at the start, is really paying off now because he's very rich with the 51 drones. More Reavers on the middle, got Observer there as well for Lurkers, of course. More games being added on there in the base, got 6, another 5 for 11. Level 1 attack has finished for the Zealots. Level 1 shield is on the way. We've got Storm. Overlord there scouting the base. Smart move there from Hamburgersasu, who knows exactly the size of 458's base now. The shield's almost finishing up. We've got Storm on the way, we've got Observer speed on the way, and Scarab damage also on the way, because that is an amazing upgrade to have in your pocket. But now we've got a surprise attack from the Mulisk from Hamburgersasu, picking up all the Reavers. Reavers retreating back to the cannons, where the Mulisk can no longer attack, but now he's going to go to the base with the Mulisks. Going to snipe the probe there first, maybe. No, he completely ignores it. Busy with other stuff. He's going to try to get some stuff done here in the base. Maybe kill some pylons, kill some gateways, maybe get some cannon kills here in the back. But he notices that there's probably too many cannons, so he decides to turn around back to the middle and hopefully kill some stuff. There's a probe there, still ignores the probe once again. Oh, he's gonna try to get it. Nope. A little bit too late. Like, sometimes you're just not watching your units because you don't expect there to be anything to kill. So he goes in. Mule is there, going in on the Reavers. The Hydras were supposed to tank the cannons, but the Hydras are getting walled off by Zealots. Reaver there goes down. Zealots are on the way there. Zealots are... Ooh, he should dance back towards the cannons so that the Hydras take damage from the cannons as well. That's the way to do it. Pull back to the cannons. Now the Hydras have to might go backwards. Zealots are now able to tear through. Templars arriving on the scene as well. Storm has just finished. They don't have any for storms yet. Oh, they do. They can storm this all to death, and that is exactly what they're gonna do. Hamburgersasu for now still contained there within his base. Getting pretty rich. He's got a lot of minerals here. He's got a lot of minerals. And not a lot of gas. He is mining from 6 extractors there though. Or 49 drones. Again, 72 from 458. It's about time to start droning up now or getting a bigger base with that much minerals in the bank. So 458 usually goes for drops very quick, but because he is facing a situation where he needs to mass up and deal with an army that Hamburgersasu can send out, he meant for a lot of ground defense and not a lot of shuttle dropping. I do think he's got shuttles now on the way though, so he's going to attempt shuttle drops right about the 11 or 12 minute mark. Mules are getting killed there by Archons. He did kill the probe there, tried to kill 2 more cannons, but the Archon there really puts a stop to that. That's 13 kills in total, which is quite brutal. That's a lot of kills there for an Archon. He probably got some kills there from a Storm, but nonetheless, a lot of kills there for the Archon. Goes in with a frontal attack once again because he's almost maxed out and he wants to keep the pressure up on Hamburgersasu. He's now pushing forward with Sunkens. Those Sunkens should be able to keep him alive for quite a while. Has some nice side vision there as well with his Overlords. So he goes in. Well, he's not yet going in, really. He's setting himself up to go in and attack. Because he needs all of the units balled up here. He needs the Reavers, he needs the Templars, he needs more units coming in from the middle of the map to enter Hamburgersasu's base. So that he really has a strong army to fight into Hamburgersasu's Sunkens, Hydras, and whatever else he's got. He's got level 1 carapace, level 1 attack, comes in there with the attack on all sides, with the Storms and the Reavers taking everything down. He's going to try once again to kill some stuff, but he decides to pull back before he commits to it. Because there's simply too much to kill, so he's instead planning to spread out 458's units, so that these units are no longer balled up, so he can first pick off the Templars and the Dragoons, and then go for the Reavers there. The Reavers are now exposed. Goes for the Reavers as they're rebuilding their Scarabs. Great timing attack there from Hamburgersasu. Managed to get the timing exactly right. It cleans out the army without much effort whatsoever. Beautifully played. 458 there, still in the attack though. Some Dragoons and Zealots coming in. He's loading up a drop there as well. Drop's gonna go for the drones, I hope. There's some Scorches, there's some Hydras. He's gonna try to snipe the shuttles. Gets one, gets number 2. Oh, both of them make it all the way in. Are they empty though? Oh, this one is on the low ground. Gets a shot up on the drones, but the drones are running away. He's gonna explode. Is it gonna explode? It explodes, but kills nothing at all. Kills 3 there at the end. Well, 4 or 5. But that's a huge little nice save there for Hamburgersasu. Managed to keep most of his drones alive, despite the Reaver landing exactly right next to them. Now we've got 170 supply against 130. Hamburgersasu's a little bit behind, but he's got a lot of Sunkens here and a beautiful little spread here going on, allowing him to attack from every single side. We've got a drop. Well, no, we've got Corsairs here clearing out units on the side to deny vision. As you can see, the vision is shrinking rapidly as the Corsairs are clearing out the Overlords. Always a very crucial move to make. He does send out some Scorches to try and stop the Corsairs, but the Corsairs are, well, pretty high in number, so that's going to be pretty difficult to do, and most of the Corsairs go down before they even hit their targets. Pylons coming up to the side for cannons. Attack in the front once again happening, but there's no observer this time around, so the lurkers are going to catch 458 by surprise for sure. He's not going to be happy about all those lurkers in the front. He's going to walk right into him and then return. No point in losing your units if you can just wait for an observer to finish and get that extra vision that you so desperately need. Observer arrives, but it's visible with... Nope, no longer visible from the Overlord. But a frontal attack happening once again. Dragoons are attacking from a distance. Dragoons are great against lurkers. Zealots, not so much. The Reavers coming in as well, crawling forward very slowly, going to kill everything they see within their sight. Hamburgersasu is scrambling to make more units because he only has 140 supply against 190. Drop there coming in as well. Nope, that's Corsairs. Corsairs are going for the Overlords to deny the detection on the Observer and also to be annoying. More Corsairs there on the side coming in as well. Hydra's now going for the attack. He's waiting for 458's army to spread itself out too thin. and then get the surround off on the army and hopefully snipe off the Reavers. He goes in, gets the surround, Storm comes out on the northern group of units, but the southern and eastern group of units, there comes in from the right, snipes all the army, and the army all goes down. So now 4v8 is going to have to rebuild his army very, very quick, while Hamburgersasu is in a pretty good position here with his 70 drones. The economy is pretty big. His gas is a little bit low because he keeps spending it also quick on Guardians and Mulisks. But he's in a really good position here to crawl himself into a lead, potentially, once he gets a small window where 4v8's army is rebuilding itself and he can move out into the middle and attack. He's on level 2 armor, level 2 attack there as well. He's really getting those upgrades quickly and diligently. Whereas on 458's side, we have level 1, 2, 1. 2 shields, which is not what I expected. I expected level 2 weapons, but he went for level 2 shields first. And then for level 2 armor and weapon now on the way. But he is a little bit behind on Hamburgersasu in terms of his upgrades. So Hamburgersasu has a lot of fighting ability to defend himself with those upgrades he's got at the moment, as his units won't immediately die to the Dragoons. They will, though, immediately die to the Reavers and the Storms, though. Because the Scarab damage is not affected by armor, and neither is the Storm upgrade. Which is a little bit unfair in some regards, but if it works, it works. Comes in there with the drops, snipes the shuttles. Really well done there from Hamburgersasu. He's so aware, immediately noticed he had to snipe the shuttles and not target the units that were being unloaded there on the low ground. Frontal attack, they're also not achieving all too much. So he's now on 6 on 11 hatcheries. Not a lot of hatcheries. Number 12, of course, is the main one. He does have a Defiler mount here ready, though. With that Defiler mount, I assume he's going to get some Great Plagues off, or maybe some Dark Swarms. It's always nice to watch, but how is he going to employ them? That is the big question. He's going to go in from the south again. Well, the first time he's coming in from the south, actually. Drop comes in. Shuttles getting sniped. One of them makes it through. Does he have a Templar in there? There's Lurkers there to intercept. I don't think there's anything inside that shuttle, though. Looks to be empty. Now just going to be annoying by making all the Overlords spread out all over the base. It's always annoying when you have Overlords hanging in your base, because it's harder to select your shit if there's Overlords hanging everywhere. Another drop comes in. This one is uncontested. Flies in all the way. Drones are running away, trying to avoid the storm. Storm doesn't happen because the Templar immediately goes down to the Lurkers and the Hydras. And the Guardian there helping out as well. But another drop. Ooh! That's a lot of drops in a very short amount of time. But given that they've all failed now, 458 is forced to attack here. He's forced to attack. He has to start doing something. Because if you give Hamburgersasu too much time as the Zerg, which he's been given a lot of time. He's even getting more defenses up on the sides just to make sure that he's not going to get caught off guard. Another drop there coming in through the front. He's going to try to snipe all the shuttles. Looks like they're all empty. Looks like he just needed supply. Storm's coming down on the Hydras there, not getting much done. Guardians pulling back because there's no point in taking damage on your Guardians if you can just keep them on full HP, because this is so easy to defend for now. More units on the chase, though. More units coming in from the front. He's really trying to push hard, but it's not really working all that much. We now have like 10 Lurkers here in the back. Let me count them. 7. Not quite 10. 7 is still a lot, though. More Guardians are on the way. He's got 2 Defilers as well. He's got Plague. He's got a lot of stuff that he needs to break out. But level 3 attack, well, no. It's almost a level 3 attack and Carapace for the Hydras. I can't see any Zerglings, so I can't really see what the attack level is on the Zerglings, but he's doing pretty well there with the upgrades. Level 2 there for 458. Storm's coming down on the Guardians. Guardians splitting up and running away to safety. Just let the Sunkens finish off all the Dragoons, because you can replace them very easily anyway. They're very cheap, not hard to replace. Still getting Sports up on the side, getting more hatcheries as well. Got a 7 there, 5, 6 there on the top for a total of 13. Another drop there comes in. This one might get sniped, though, although there's not that many Hydras in between. This one's going to make it all the way, but will the Storm land? That is the question. It's going to start to unload. Reaver unloads, but the Reaver gets taken down pretty much within even less than the blink of an eye. It just got dropped, and bam, it was gone. Didn't even have a chance to do anything whatsoever. So 458 has some gas problems because his SimCity blocked off access to 3 extractors, assimilators, and one assimilator is just a very long distance mining assimilator, which he's not getting much gas at all. So he's adding more gas on the top side. Attack happening in the front as well. Reaver there gets some great kills there, but once again, he's not progressing all that much. Guardians come in to save the day and clear everything out, but Storms once again on the Guardians are pretty damn strong. Most of the Guardians are going down in the front. Look at their HPs, all on pretty low HP, but still strong enough with their ability to fire from a distance from the safety of the Sunkens. Also, you got the Carapace upgrade, not the attack damage upgrade, because the damage from Guardians is honestly quite good. You mostly just want them to stay alive and attack from a distance, which is their biggest strength, attacking from a distance, not per se their damage. Just look at this, they go down pretty fast if a goon starts attacking a Guardian. They go down within the blink of an eye. It's just so quick. Drop comes in from the south there, though. This Hamburgersasu sees it, but the shuttle makes it through. Shuttle doesn't. The Reaver doesn't shoot. Reaver doesn't shoot. So once again, Hamburgersasu set himself up for a really great defense here in that tight little corner here on the top side of the map. We've got 4 of 8 still trying to go in through the front, but he's not achieving anything. The drops aren't working. The push isn't working. Hamburgersasu just having a really solid match here. He's just really solid. This is really impressive. And 458 is a really good PvT Protoss versus Zerg player. He's a great Protoss player overall, so it's impressive that he's holding him back in this manner. And this is all facilitated by the fact that he went for so many hatcheries at the start, which really helped him get enough drones rolling and mining to be able to keep up with the Protoss economy, which is usually so much bigger than the Zergs, and very difficult for a Zerg to match up to. He's low on minerals somehow though, not quite sure how, but he's low on minerals, that's a fact. Maybe he's just spending everything so quick, maybe he just spent everything on Mulus very quick there. So the attack once again doesn't achieve much. He keeps killing units though, he keeps killing Sunkens, but he isn't getting in there. Although now there's a shuttle arriving on the scene, starts to unload. Reavers get ready to shoot. Reaver shoots. Reaver. Oh, he killed only 2, maybe even 1, but he killed almost nothing at all. That's a really lucky shot there for Hamburgersasu, not for 458. 458 getting only a single drone. That's very unlucky there. But sometimes you just click on the wrong drone, and the Zerg just gets lucky that that wrong drone got selected. You know, it just happens. There's nothing you can do about it. It just happens. Once again, Templars coming in for the Storms on. Ooh, the Plague once again there hits a couple of Dragoons pretty good. Guardian is splitting up, dodging the Storms as fast as he can, but now the Quartz is coming in to finish them off. The Storm there finishes off the Guardians as well. Guardians not having a great day there. More Hydras there on the way. He's low in Hydra count somehow. I'm not quite sure why his minerals are so low. He's got 80 drones there in total. He should be very rich, but he's not. He should be very rich, but he's not. Drop comes in. If this drop hits, it's gonna be a very terrible day. But oh, the Templar unloads. Templar Storms. Oh, that was the worst possible timing for him to be losing his drones. Although I do think another 20 just finished up. But losing his drones right there is pretty terrible because, as I mentioned before, his minerals were already quite low. And now he's going to be on low minerals for a while also having a relatively small army to defend with. He can, though, afford to pull all of his drones off the gas onto the minerals, but that's a very tedious task. So I'm not sure if he's going to do that. But the game just turned a lot brighter for 458, hitting that Storm at a pretty good timing. That should allow him to at least get himself a little bit more of an advantage going against Hamburgersasu. He's got Lurkers there now in the front, though. Ooh, beautiful Dark Swarm there to protect the Lurkers against the Dragoons with the double Storm that comes out in the Lurkers. And the Lurkers take quite some damage, but they don't go down because Storms don't overlap, and those Storms most certainly were casted almost at the same time. Another drop there, he gets defended again. Still only on 55 drones. He's on low minerals. He's gonna need more drones, but the question is he gonna make more drones? That's the question. He needs another 20. Well, he's got 14 on the way. The 14 on the way will end up at 69. Now that should mean he should be pretty fine once they get back to mine. But now another Dark Swarm there comes out in the front. The Reavers, though, arrive on the scene. The Reavers are going to just tear through the Lurkers with ease as the Observer there on the top is providing vision. Storm's coming in as well. Templars going to walk into the death there, though. Storm comes down on the Lurkers once again. More Lurkers are entering the Dark Swarm. Plague as well on the Reavers and the Templars and the Dragoons. Beautifully done. You don't often see Plagues being used in fastest map, but when they're used, they are pretty to behold. And usually can make the difference in how hard it is to defend as a drop comes in. He picked up a Templar. Ooh, alright, beautifully done there with the Scorches. Now more Scorches coming in to kill the remaining Ooh, he doesn't kill them. He doesn't kill them, he thinks they're empty. But in fact, they're not, or are they empty? I guess they are. Just a little bit of tomfoolery and trickery. So in the end, Hamburgersasu, despite losing drones, comes out on top here with the defense. But now more shuttles coming in, and there's not much to defend left there. Those shuttles are stacked up, hard to defend, hard to snipe them. But there's nothing in there once again. He's just throwing them away because he's got too many of them. He's just trying to trick Hamburgersasu in pulling his drones off the minerals. But the Lurker Swarm defense are in the front. Usually we see this in Zerg against Terran. But it's just as good in Protoss against Zerg. Just as good against Protoss. More Reavers coming in, crawling in once again. So many. Both players are maxed out on upgrades, I assume, by now. Like 3-3, well, 3-2-3, level 2 shields for some reason. And no attack damage there on the Zerglings. So he broke through, and now the Dark Swarm is actually assisting Hamburgersasu. But there comes the Plague to damage all the health bars. The shields are unaffected, but the health bars are what counts. The health bars are always a little bit bigger than the shields, so by casting a Plague on units, you deal like 55 to 60% damage on that Protoss unit. Oh, Storm comes in, Storm doesn't hit though, Storm doesn't get casted. Templar got taken down within the blink of an eye, and now Hamburgersasu is once again trying to defend, but 458 is this time actually gaining a lot of ground. He's got so many Reavers, this is going to be very difficult to hold. Mules are spawning, Mules are going in. There's Storms there as well, though. Storm goes out on Mules, and the Mules are going to go down to a single Storm. Oh, that is painful. Now the Dragoons can finish off the Mules, and that was a very bad call there for Hamburgersasu, who is now forced to leave the game, as there's simply too many Reavers, too many Dragoons, and the game just suddenly flipped on its head. The game just suddenly flipped on its head. I think that if Hamburgersasu pulled back those Guardians, Mules, and turned them into Guardians, he would have had a great chance there, but as it appears, all it takes is one very good push from a Protoss, maybe a drop that you hit as well, to turn the tide. I had a feeling for a long time that 458 would get run over any time. Like any time now, he's gonna get run over by a Mass Hydra and Guardian combination. But actually, no. It just looks like it took just a small little push to turn the game. And the push just happened. Although I do think Hamburgersasu might have left a little bit prematurely, although we do have a lot of Dragoons there spawning if I had a 458's base. It's a lot of gas, a lot of minerals. Hamburgersasu, not that many minerals, not quite sure. Still not quite sure why his minerals were so low. Considering he had like 80 drones in total, of which at least 40 were mining minerals, which is a lot of drones mining minerals. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but in the end, he doesn't have enough minerals to replace all the units he just lost. And the amount of ground that 458 would be gaining here, after killing all those units, with those 8 Reavers, 8 Reavers and 10 Dragoons, more Dragoons on the way, it would have gained so much ground that I don't think defending would have been an option anymore for Hamburgersasu. Defending would have been a very tough thing to do, for sure. So let's move over to the score chart and update the score in favor of 458. Let's give him a 1 point. And that means we're going to game number 2. Today we're only doing 2 games in this set. It's going to be just part 1, because the games are pretty long. The games are pretty long, that's an understatement. That is definitely an understatement. The games are very long. Let's go for game number 2 in Hamburgersasu and 458. Yeah, the games are pretty long, so I'm just gonna do 2 of them. Like, this video itself is already gonna be pretty long. I hope I don't spoil this game too much by saying that it's a pretty darn long replay, but you know, that's just the way it is. It's a long replay. So I'm going to speed up the first 2 minutes and get myself a nice little drink in the meantime. Ah, delicious. I'm not sure how to pronounce these fruits in English, but it's guave and mango. Mango and guave, or guave. I'm not sure how you pronounce guave or guave in English. In Dutch we say guave. 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 And mango. Mango is pretty much the same as in English. Anyway, it's delicious. It's a beautiful mix of a brand that I'm not going to advertise because I don't like brand advertisement. So 3 minutes have passed. I've been stuck in 2x mode a little bit too long. So Hamburgersasu here in the red trunks in the bottom right corner, and on the top middle of the map we've got 458 here on the name Sun Wang on the yellow color, building 2 robos already. No. It's a single robo and a single citadel. And 2 gateways coming in as well. A 3rd one there on the scene too. Oh boy, 458, what are you up to? What are you up to? Is this going to be one of those fancy Dark Templar build orders? Or is this going to be something else? Alright, I got my hopes up. It's not Dark Templars, it's just going to be the usual. Zealots, Reavers in shuttles, and of course Zealot speed. Although actually he isn't getting Zealot speed just yet. There's the scan, so he sees everything that there is to see. Everything here placed in the bag, so he knows what is up. Although there's of course also still small variations that Sun Wang can throw in there to catch Hamburgersasu off guard. Hamburgersasu there moving into the middle with Firebats and Marines, and then moves back out. Then moves back into his own base. 2nd command center there, well 3rd command center there, almost finishing up. The 2nd one already finished and the scan there attached. Getting engineering bay, getting starport, getting a machine shop add-on, and getting a wall there in the front with those 2 SCVs there. Building bunkers to keep the enemy out. He's staying there in the front, just in case he can pick off a shuttle as it comes flying in and set up shop here in the front before attacking. But that's just something that some players like to do. It's something that Minchel, for example, likes to do. Minchel likes to place some Marines somewhere on the map, like here or here, and in the hopes, of course, of sniping that shuttle that's flying from here towards this point here in the front. Because this is always the same point where players ball up their units. 458 though very smartly did some scouting and he saw the Marines and the Firebats, so he probably knows that maybe I should not really go all in here and ball up there and maybe ball up somewhere else. So we've got shuttle speed there on the way, got 2 Reavers on the way, we've got cannons on the way for defense against tank drops. We've got a dropship on the way as well, so that's very smart from from 458 to prepare himself for the most surely coming in tank drop, because otherwise you wouldn't be making the dropship. That's one of the few things that 458 is really good at, is defending and preventing those tank drops. That's also why this cannon is there, because this would be a spot where a tank could land and shoot in the probes from. But now this little spot there is blocked off with a cannon, so it's harder. Where there's still enough places here for Hamburgersasu to drop with a tank and attack the probes. But I don't think 458 is going to lose his probes. I think he's going to be completely fine, although now the dropship is flying away with Firebats and a tank. So the Firebats might change the story here. Got a tank there, and well, the Zealots can't really attack, neither can the Reavers. The Reavers would normally drop here and attack with their Scarabs and kill the bunkers or the depots from afar. Comes in, Firebats arriving on the scene, gets some kills. He got some kills, he got 4 kills there. Oh, he got even more kills. I think he got about 8 or so. So 8 kills there with the Firebats and the tank. It's something. It's not a lot, but it's something. And it's enough for 458 to assume he has to pull his probes off the gas. Now, considering he's got 1200 gas, that's completely fine. That's just something he can afford to do to boost up his economy once again, and then resume mining gas later on. It's those small little things that can really make a difference in how well you recover from getting hit by a drop or a tank drop. Although there's another one on the way. Another one on the way. He scans once again. What did he see? He scanned the front there. He sees that there's no shuttles there in the front, so he's assuming that the shuttle just left, so he has to defend himself from a shuttle drop as well. So he's going to try to land his tank drop before 458 lands his own shuttle drop. Or is he going to wait? Is he going to wait and do it at the same time? Got drop there coming in for the bottom side of Hamburgersasu base. On the left side, comes in, starts unloading. Reaver's there on the scene. Reaver's going to kill a lot of stuff there, but there's bunkers and marines here ready to defend, and a tank there as well. So the bunkers are just going to do a great job. They're keeping most of his units alive. This Reaver here, though, doing a lot of work, but now the tank drop comes in there on the top side, though. Hamburgersasu is prepared for the tank drop. 458 is not prepared for the defense against it. Loses 13 probes. 11, 14, so there's still 14 probes are gone. Although I feel it was more. I feel they killed more of them than 14. I think he killed 14, yeah. 14 sounds like a reasonable number. Sterling is only on 2, well, now on 3 Nexus, but he was on 2 Nexus production. And he lost about 8 earlier, so it makes sense that he's about 20 behind on Hamburgersasu, who has 3 command centers that are already producing SCVs, so that accounts for the difference between the two. But a pretty good tank drop there. He's even getting on more cannons because he doesn't want to lose his probes again. So losing his probes again would be disastrous, of course. Another tank drop there on being loaded up. Well, not yet loaded up. He's still preparing his tank drop to go. No tanks are in the front, all those tanks are in the back. He only has 2 tanks here, because he's been throwing away his tanks for tank drops, but those tank drops have most certainly been worth it. So only on 4 refineries, got 70 SCVs, short by 1, 2 armies there on the way for upgrades. He's on track for sure. Like, he's hit the point where he's got 70 SCVs, and with 70 SCVs you've got a lot of money coming in. With a lot of money coming in, you can start getting a lot of refineries, a lot of factories, starports, everything he needs to switch over into attacking mode. But 458 is recovering quite well with the triple Nexus. And this time around he's got so many cannons that he should be able to defend himself against that tank drop that is trying to go in, but it's going to go down to the Corsair before it can even unload. Oh no, it manages to go in. Well, no, it doesn't manage to go in. He is forced to turn around, knowing that he can never ever land. Unloads the tanks there. Dropship goes down. Great timing there, great awareness there to make sure not to lose the tanks. But he cannot get the tanks back into his base, so he might pick them up with another dropship, although I don't see a dropship, so he's just gonna place them there in the front, I guess, or assume. Oh, he's gonna try to break in. Zealots are on the way there, though, to kill off and kill the 2 tanks. That's actually quite great awareness there from 458 to notice that you can still try to kill the tanks, but in the end, the tanks there stay alive, the Zealots go down, so that didn't quite work out as intended. So now that the armories are on the way, the relevant upgrades for this game are also on the way. Getting level 1 armor and level 1 weapon for his tanks, and as 458 is on level 000, because he's been getting shot at time and time again. He's getting weapon and shield again. Just like in the Terran against Protoss against Zerg game, no armor upgrade. Even though the armor upgrade technically gets you more value for the gateway unit, but the shield upgrade also gets you value for your air units. It is a multi-purpose upgrade, but less effective because a lot of units ignore shields but not armor. Comes in. Has a lot of shuttles unloading, but the Templars arrive as well. Templars gonna storm, Templar storms. Oh, how many is he gonna get? He's gonna get a lot of them. Oh, wow. That's 4 storms in total, clearing out all the Templars that were there. Well, all the SCVs that were there. And he went from about 74 or 84 all the way down to 44. So he lost about 40 SCVs there to the 4 storms. So 4 storms from 4 Templars, killing 44 SCVs, making him go down to 44. It's a lot of 4s there in a row, but sometimes it's the beauty of the 4s and the similar numbers that make life worth living. Raids there, clearing out some Corsairs, trying to be annoying as hell, but yeah, so that does slow Hamburgersasu down. He does have an army ready to roll out, though. He's got a lot of units, a lot of raids, tanks, marines ready to fight, upgrades on the way for air and tanks, got mines, Vulture speed, science facility on the way as well. He's got turrets, he's got everything he needs. The tanks are still trying to get into the base, but not physically able to do so. He's just going to build the wall a little bit differently than usual. Normally the wall is here, but you know what? Why not just make it there? You just got 2 tanks there, I'm not going to kill a bunker. Killing a bunker now after losing SCVs would be foolish, and he knows. So full attack there, ready to go in. That's a lot of zealots ready to attack. Also, 4 of 8 has pretty much finished his base. He's got 9 gateways. There's another 15, 19. It's got Stargates, it's got an attack happening there in the front. Gonna try to take down all those depots, which, with the help of the tanks, tanks are a double-edged sword against zealots. It's basically, hey, attack me, and attack yourself as well. That's what the zealot makes you do. But because of all the probes that have died so far for 458, it did slow him down quite a bit. Usually we would be seeing a lot more pressure coming out from 458, although I do have to say, he's still pretty quick here with his macro. He's still pretty big, and is still preparing what he needs to prepare pretty damn fast. But is it fast enough? It does look like Hamburgersasu is maxed out and completely capable of defending himself with how many raids he's got. And he's going to replace those raids with Valkyries in the near future. Also, finally filling out the 10th refinery there as well. So his gas income is going to skyrocket. And he's going to replace all of his barracks with factories. He's going to make a nice little ball of factories here in the middle for production. He's just going to be able to mass out very quick. Very, very quick. Scans coming out. I just want to see what he scanned. He scanned the choke. He scanned the middle. And he scanned this portion here. So the middle... Oh, he's going to move out. He's going to move out. No, he's not. Yes, he's going to move out. He saw the cannons were on the way there on the middle, so you might as well just stim some Marines into the middle that he was going to throw away anyway to replace with tanks. But instead of getting no results with the Marines, now he gets some results with the Marines and clears out the middle. Smart move. We've got Corsairs on the way there for raids. We've got Observers on the way also for raids. And we've got shuttles on the way soon as well that are going to try to fly in and kill the command center. But if I am correct, this is a floating command center hovering above... Is it? Is it though? I think that's a floating command center hovering above, but I'm not too sure. It looks like one. I can see the shadow. Yeah, it's a hovering command center. It just looks so confusing. It looks exactly like the normal one. So he tries to go in, but there's an observer. Oh, he kills the observers. Beautifully done. Still there's 2 more observers left though. Now we're gonna go for the cannons first. Orphavate has a lot invested into this mass drop. Ooh, the Corsairs come in to scare the shuttle, the raids away. Observers get taken down because they go in a little bit too early. Oh no, attack move of the Corsairs completely backfired there. Now the shuttles are getting taken down there by the raid center. Now how much is left to unload? Nothing is left to unload. Everything goes down before it can unload. Oh, that's painful. Stupid, stupid Corsairs attacked the engineering bay instead of chasing the raids. That is unfortunate. And it happened so fast that 458 is just... Oh shit, no, no, not my Corsairs. So he just ignored it and tried to go in nonetheless, but it didn't work. And considering he invested like 90 supply in that drop, along with the Corsairs and the Archons, Hamburgersasu is now going to take his chances and move out over the map and try to go for the attack and try to catch 458 in the process of trying to remax, although he's pretty much remaxed already. But he's facing a mass ground army with some pretty nasty upgrades. Level 1-1 there on the tanks, level 2-2 there on the way, finishing up very soon. The Zealots are level 1. 1 attack, 1 shield, so his upgrades are lagging behind by quite a bit. He has no armor upgrade either. Not quite sure what's up with never getting armor upgrades for 458, but I really don't like that aspect. He's a great player, but that is not working out great. Though now, mass shuttles there. Who's gonna fly in? Is he gonna fly in? He's got some raids. Well, 11 raids, that's a lot of raids actually. Ooh, he's gonna fly straight into the raids there though. The fight on the middle there is going in favor of 458 for sure. He broke the entire army there, but now the shuttles are coming in from the top side, but they're getting sniped down by all the raids. There's one more shuttle there on the way, but the shuttle got taken down by the turrets. So it's just gonna be 458 clearing out the entire army that Hamburgersasu had on the middle. But Hamburgersasu is now gonna try to replace the entire army as fast as he can with more tanks and Goliaths. We've got no carriers prepared from 458. He's still sticking to the ground mass and the shuttle drops and the Corsairs to try and kill the workers once again. And maybe get his hands on the Nexus as well. But so far, things are not looking that pretty for 458, and Hamburgersasu is defending himself really, really well. Level 2-2 on the tanks there, level 2-2 on the zealots there as well. Of course, is coming in, drop comes in as well from the top side there. He's very quick with the drops, I must admit, but he's flying straight into Valkyries. And the Valkyries take down all this. No, 2 or 3 shuttles are left alive. Starts unloading. Tempo there, ready to storm. Tempo storms on the drone. He kills almost all of the SCVs there. Hamburgersasu thought he was safe, but no, not today. You're not safe today, Hamburgersasu. Ooh, ouch. Losing about 40 or 50 SCVs there. That is painful. So he throws out mass scans. He's got an army to defend himself. He's going to try to throw away the... Well, he wanted to throw away the raids, but now he can no longer afford to throw them away. Because he needs them to defend. Also started queuing up mass SCVs. Or no, he hasn't. He hasn't noticed? What is he doing? Why is he not making SCVs? What is he doing here? What is the plan? What is the plan? Oh, he's going to try to move out for the attack? Oh, I don't like this at all. I don't like this. Oh. I don't like this at all. He's going for the attack there, but he's losing most of his army to this ground mass from 458. Now he noticed, I think he just noticed that he lost his workers. He didn't even notice. Oh no, he didn't even notice that he lost all of his workers and he kept spending his minerals, and now he's got no minerals left to spend. Oh, that is one of the biggest leaps of awareness I've ever seen Hamburgersasu make in my life. That is massive. That is really, really massive. That is really, really bad. He manages to intercept the shuttles though, so he's not going to lose his SCVs again. But he's definitely forced into a defensive position for now. So the army for 458 moving over the map, ready to attack, ready to finish off his target, ready to eat up his prey. Hamburgersasu now, well, Hamburgersasu had one thing in his favor. One is, well, 2 things actually. He has 7 command centers, 1 is floating, so let's make it 6. And he had a lot of gas, and because he had a lot of gas, he could pull all the SCVs from the minerals, well, from the gas, onto his minerals, which is about 30 SCVs, mining minerals. So that's a pretty good recovery on his income right there. Drop comes in, drop tries to hit, drop is not going to unload the Templar though. The Templar dies along with the shuttle. Frontal attack happening as well. It's going to clear out a couple of tanks as the Zealots are just running in like suicide bombers. Storms coming in as well. Also basically suicide bombers. Just trying to hit something and die. And take as many with him as he can. But it's still not looking that pretty. The only thing that's really working here is that 458 hasn't really managed to put a dent into Hamburgersasu, even though he killed all the workers. So gonna put some tanks up on the hill. He's got a lot of tanks and Goliaths queued up once again. The tanks up on the hill should make attacking for 458 really difficult. The raids are also helping with finishing off units hit by tanks. 458 also now finally getting armor upgrades. Level 3 weapons on the way, level 1 armor on the way, he's got level air armor on the way as well. Level 1 air armor also on the way. Usually I see him get air armor way earlier, but this time he didn't get air armor at all. So it looks like he was not planning on transitioning into carriers whatsoever. So the tanks up on the hill are making defending easy in this case. Because they cannot get attacked, but they can attack on the low ground. So that's really working out really well for Hamburgersasu. The raids all have gone down though. He still has the Valkyries here on the bottom side though. And 458 did gain some ground. He cleared out the entire frontal portion of the base here. At least he killed the turrets, depots, bunkers, and some tanks. But considering these tanks are still here up on the hill, this is going to be an uphill battle for 458. As Hamburgersasu is right now, once again, back on 72 SCVs. He's got enough gas, got a lot of tanks, got a lot of Valkyries. He's ready to strike back. The Burger Pyre strikes back. But will it be enough? Will he be able to strike back hard enough Or is 458 going to make mincemeat of him? Although now he's flying straight into Valkyrie, so that's not gonna work, my friend. Oh, that's the thing though. You never quite know where in the base those Valkyries are. So you're kind of gambling on your approach. Although he flies in once again, Valkyries are respawning, Valkyries are unloading. Oh, he gets the storm off on the tanks because he's too far away from the SCVs, but he still got the storm off. So it's something. Not much. Not much. It's like, I don't know. It's like not even worth mentioning actually. Not even worth mentioning actually. No, not really. So gonna pick up more tanks, I think, because he got a lot of dropships. So he's gonna try to move his tanks and his... Not sure what he's gonna do. But I don't think it's gonna be pretty for 458. Picks up stuff. Gonna fly it over. 458 already almost maxed out once again. Everything already pointed to a central point. Valkyries going a little bit of scouting, scans the shuttles because he scanned them leaving the base. So he scans them on the middle of the map as well, trying to keep track of them. The shuttles once again gonna fly straight into Valkyries. The Valkyries gonna intercept them with ease. Down they go, pew 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 pew. Then they are gone. So both players are almost maxed out on their upgrades. Well, 1, 2, 3 upgrades for 458 there. He should have been already on 333. Tanks being loaded here on the other side of the map. Valkyries are back in the base because they have to defend against drops. There's nothing attacking these tanks up on the hill though. So this is going to clear out the side here. That's going to be painful for 458, but definitely not too injuring. Not too debilitating. He's going to try to unload something up on the hill. Gets a single zealot there up on the hill, but now there's more tanks being... No, these are empty. Getting chased around by Corsairs. Drop here, unloaded on the side. So he did get in. Managed to unload, kill some turrets, but not much achieved. So both players are just doing the same thing to each other. That is attacking the sides a little bit with some units. Just some units that they can throw away and distract the opponent with. Because as we can see right now, neither player is actively attacking. Oh, I take back my words. Hamburgersasu is finally on the attack. Siege is up there in the middle. The zealots are on the way. Shuttles as well. Shuttles can either go for the land on the tanks or fly into the base. He's got two choices. He's going to unload on top of the tanks and clear out this entire army at lightning speed. But now there's still tanks there up on the hill that he's going to have to storm to death. Valkyries come in to clear out the shuttles. Oh, he tried to unload some units up on the hill, but didn't get a chance to. So the tanks here up on the hill are still the deal breaker. He's going to try to ignore them completely by simply walking into the base, but the Templar is holding up the units there. There's no tanks here in range to kill these Zealots and Dragoons though. More have spawned just now here though. So he's going to clear them out eventually, but I think he's going to lose a couple of turrets here on the bottom side. So 458 is getting at least something achieved here. So yeah, 458 is a terrible builder, basically. But he's a great attacker. Hamburgersasu though is a great defender. But 458 doesn't have a tech switch ready. He didn't build a carrier proxy base for carriers. He's getting carrier upgrades though. So he's going to prepare building Stargates here in the top corner. It looks like it. With interceptor capacity on the way there. Zealots on the middle. Going to try to clear out some tanks once again. Starts unloading tanks up on the hill here, but goes down in the end just before he can. So yeah, he's pretty much maxed out once again. Oh, he lost SCVs once again. 45 SCVs. I think I moved away from the base just as it happened to focus on Stargates. I mean, Stargates are cool, but losing SCVs to a storm, now that's the real shit. So he's back to 46. He's got a lot of minerals there though, so he can afford to be on a low SCV count. And he's got a maxed out army as well, so he's not going to be forced to spend much minerals on rebuilding his army. Because I don't think his army... Oh no! Mass drop comes in from the bottom side. Valkyries are there to intercept though, but the units are unloading nonetheless. He's going to unload Templars there as well. No Templars. Only Zealots. Zealots are going to kill a lot of turrets there though. That's going to hurt for sure. That's going to hurt and be annoying. He's pulling back some of his units to clear out those Zealots, but the Zealots are running wild left and right. So 44 SCVs is going to be... He's not going to rebuild his SCVs because he's maxed out and pushing out over the middle of the map. But 458 is going for a flank attack there. Beautiful spread there on the Zealots, going right for the tanks. Tanks are not prepared for this one, as they're gonna get right on top of the tanks and try to clear them out with their little blades, tearing through metal sheets of plating. But this looks like 458 has just enough to keep pushing onwards. Another drop there coming in. This time around, 458 is gonna fly in all the way though. SVs are... Ooh, Templar unloads. Templar gets a storm up on the SVs. No, Templar... Yes, Templar storms an SVs. He kills about 12 of them. Painful, but not painful enough. 32 SCVs there though. But he's got 10,000 minerals in the bank. So I think he's going to replace all the lost workers with more tanks. That's basically what we're looking at. He lost so many SCVs, but had so many minerals, he's just replacing those SCVs with tanks. So in a sense, you can say that 458 helps Hamburgersasu get a bigger army. And that might just be the nail in his own coffin. Now imagine if he had carriers that might just change the pace and the fate of the game here. Or arbiters might have changed the fate of the game. But he doesn't have a carrier switch ready or prepared. He did finish a capacity upgrade there though. And he does have some upgrades on his Corsair. He's got level 3 shields, level 1 attack, level 1 armor. But he's definitely not ready to go for a carrier switch anytime soon. Because Hamburgersasu is knocking on the front door. Or at least announcing that he's going to be knocking on the front door. So 458 sends out another small army to try and slow Hamburgersasu down. But Hamburgersasu has got so many tanks. The amount of tanks and Goliaths is ridiculous. I don't even think a maxed out upgraded carrier army would be posing much of a threat. Shuttle flies in, Shuttle unloads, Shuttle storms on the SCVs there. He gets a couple more SCV kills, and there's now only 23 left. Nothing on the minerals. Now the question is Hamburgersasu just gonna go all in? Is he gonna go all in and make only tanks and no more SCVs and just gonna roll out the game with no SCVs on the minerals? That's the question. 458 comes out with an attack once again. There's a couple of Templars there in the mix as well. Templars not storming yet. Templar storming, gets one storm off, kills almost nothing there. Oh, yeah, oh. So on the last possible take of the storm, the tanks do go down. But now we've got a massive, absolutely retardedly massive army moving across the middle. Also notice how Hamburgersasu pulled all the SVs off the gas once again to put them on the minerals, because he's got 4,300 gas, which is about 43 tanks. So we should be able to last for quite a while with that amount of gas. And it looks really bad here for 458 with his not maxed out ground army upgrades. Level 2 armor, 3 shields, 3 weapons. Against a maxed upgrade army from Hamburgersasu, the tanks are too deadly. The Goliaths are too strong. He's going to try to pick up some units into shuttles to unload them on top of tanks, but it doesn't really look possible with how many Goliaths are in the mix as well. And the Valkyries are also there to take away those shuttles as they come flying in, pick them out of the air, and kill them. A little bit of recon there with the vessel. Oh, actually, he got in from an angle where the Valkyries were not shooting. Got in on him from behind. Killed a lot of tanks there, but he also lost his entire army. So Hamburgersasu looks to be crawling into that base. And 458 calls to GG, and Hamburgersasu comes out on top after a 31-minute game. And that gives us a 1-1 score in this series so far. We've been here for almost an hour, and this game, 31 minutes long, was a little bit of a back and forth. Both players were really going at each other. 458 failed to really get in there many times over. He had some chances, but he decided to stick to only gateway units, no carriers. And I do think carriers with arbiters could have really made the difference. Although a lot of Valkyries were already there, he also had a lot of Goliaths, a lot of factories with upgrades, so maybe not even carriers could have done the trick. It just looks very difficult to play against Hamburgersasu. It looks very difficult. Because his play is just, well, not the cleanest, but it is really damn strong. But that's it for today. We ended up with a score of 2 wins. No. 1 win for both players. Hamburgersasu on 1 win. 458 on a single win. I do think I casted this before, but I can't remember. So I just hope you enjoy this. Although, I should probably look in the archive to see if I've casted this before, but I honestly don't think I have. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. That aside though, it was part 1 of this series between Hamburgersasu and 458. We've got a couple more games in the queue for tomorrow, because we have just reached the 1 hour point. So I'm going to end the video right here, right now, and say goodbye and see you tomorrow, where I'll be back, RJB, for RJB TV, to entertain you with some fastest map on Brood War.